Hello, 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 hello. Oh, I will not be able to reconnect. No, I don't want to stop streaming. Let's check over here and make sure everything is a go. It is. Look at that. Let's mute. I'm looking good. I've resorted all this fancy equipment. I've resorted to just using my laptop. It seems to go a little bit easier, even though I'm like inverted. So there you go. I'm going to give everybody a little bit of a minute to make their way to us for our live Mars is direct. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I talked a little bit about Mars going direct in, let's move that out of the way. Let's get the chat back up and opening so that I can see who's talking. Yes, in my video that I posted today. Now, I am going to clear the energy. Let's say fuck off to all of that old energy that was Mars retrograde. Yeah, I want to kick that all out the window. I've even got my window open. And we're going to clear the decks. We're going to clear. Adios, Mars in retrograde. Yes, all that rest, that reviewing, that restoration, that restoring, that replenishing, that all of the ruz were happening in Mars energy. So our masculine side of self, our action-oriented side of self was taking a little bit of a downtime. Was taking a little bit of a rest, and now we're going to be like, okay, now it's time to make some action. Now it's time to make some shit happen. I want to see it. I'm ready for it. I want to see what you guys are doing, and I'd love to hear about it. What are you thinking? I'm going to do an action step here, and I'm going to change something drastic in my life. What is it that you're going to unfuck? Tell me. I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. And my mind is inquiring. So here we are. We are hopping on in. First and foremost, I'm going to go into the Dragon Wisdom Oracle. Get some fiery energy happening. Yes, I've been feeling a little bit fiery energy coming up, and I like it. Solar plexus energy coming up, and I like it. So maybe you too are clearing and purging and releasing. And so the first stage of clearing and purging and releasing a solar plexus might come out like anxiety. It might come out like fear. It might come out like all those kinds of emotions, because you need to release those to make room for empowerment, action-oriented decisions, standing in your personal power, using fire for good. Fire can destroy, but in destruction can come creation. Yes, you cannot build upon something that already exists there. You need to let it sometimes crumble down and build something anew. So what is it that you're letting crumble and letting build anew? I'm asking Divine Spirit to come to us at this time and guide us and tell us what energies are best for us at this present moment in time. First card out is Companions, Soul Tribe. Look at this. We have got every color here represented, which to me talks a lot about the children of light. And you are one of those. You are a children of light. So when we talk about the spectrum from an autistic point of view, it's really no different than the spectrum of light. And each light vibration carries its own frequency and its own codes and its own information. And so each of us, as we go through this awakening power, are standing in our own gifts, our own words of wisdom come to us, our own insights, everything like that. So I personally, as a starseed, have always resonated with blue flame starseed. There I am, right on the top. That's me. So maybe you resonate with some other energies that are coming in. You know, maybe you would consider yourself an indigo child. Maybe you would have considered yourself to have a lot of like compassion energy coming in, lots of other things, intuitive skills, things like that. So we're all part of this collective of rainbow energy. So we each have our own gifts, and when we come together as a collective and support each other through these transitions and these changes and these shifts, it's like soul tribe comes together, and we literally interconnect to build ourselves as one. And it's snowing and my window's open, so I think the negative chi has left, and I'm going to just quickly shut it so I don't freeze to death. There we go. Yes, so companions, soul tribe. I dig it. I diggity, dig it. We would definitely want soul tribe coming in. That's beautiful energy. Because I don't know if you've seen in some of my backdrops, in fact, even yesterday or something, I think it was yesterday, I did some light language in front of one of the paintings that I have painted. And that painting was, it is, you can see the flower of life, and within the flower of life is a solitary eye. Okay, I don't know if you've seen that because it's downstairs. So the way that I see us as soul tribe coming together is like as we interconnect and intersect, each, building us to something new, we become one I. We are all part of the bigger I, the I am. I think that is a good visualization. You are not alone in this mission. You are not alone is our first and foremost coming up. So next up, I'm going to hop into the inner child oracle to see what inner child work we might need to do. Hello, my beautiful Yvonne. Because on these shifts and changes, our inner child might not like it. Our inner child might get a little car sick. I used to get car sick. So as we go through these dramatic shifts and changes that are coming, so we just had the 22-2 portal. We're Mars direct today, and then we've got an equinox coming up, and then we have all these planets moving into new signs. So that's a lot of energetic shifts coming in. So it's really important that we let our inner child be reminded that it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, we've got 2 cards coming out there. It's okay. This too will change. This too will shift. It's new. It's different. We're not used to it, but it's okay. Because yes, even in the recent shifts of good news that I've been getting, my inner child's been like, what the heck is happening? Am I safe? So our first card up is say yes. Now is the time to be open and receive. So show you this one here. I'm going to go back to the other screen so that I can see that you are seeing what I'm seeing. Too many screens. Here we go. Zoom on in there. So it's like this beautiful world is being created. This is an interesting card because it's like a castle, but beyond, and she's tucked in. So there is a boundary that has been created between her and the outside world, but the gate is open. So we're allowing energies to come in. We're being observant of what's coming towards us. We're not saying no to it. We're saying, yes, welcome, come on in. But this pathway up to this gate is almost like grown over. So it's been a while. It's been a hot minute since we've had visitors because there's like no this it's just completely grown over. So we've been in isolation in our solitude and in our sanctuary. It's like this building is our sanctuary, and where we can create on the 5D all these beautiful creative visions that we are seeing that we want to create for ourselves. Again, almost every single color of the spectrum resonating here. We've got a lot of yellow, so solar plexus energy. We've got purple, we've got reds, we've got oranges, we've got greens, we've got turquoise. It's like she is just an artist that's been sitting in her silence, doing her work and in her sanctuary and saying, this is the life that I want to create. And so as God brings us things, we're going to say, yes, yes, please come in. There has not been this type of energy for a long time. I'm not really entirely familiar with it, so I'm going to observe it and I'm going to be okay with it as it comes in, because it's going to help me. What's it going to help me do? Seek guidance in this. It's time for a different perspective. So as the new things come in, it's going to shift dramatically our perspective. And what we have here, and I wish I had my glasses, which I don't, which I have here is a gentleman in the woods who himself is a bit of a butterfly. So divine masculine energy has been, as we know, with Mars in retrograde, divine masculine has retreated into his solitude and done his own hero's quest. And that's just it. You know, the masculine in us needs to go on its warrior's quest. Every culture around the world has the warrior's quest, in which we set off and go on a mission. We walk and walk and walk and walk and walk. So we pilgrimage to a sacred spot where we can commune with spirit, with ourselves, and be embraced and connected to spirit, and allow the flow of energy to come in. So the perspective that we're seeing now is what's coming from above, is divine intervention. So we're going to see this card here. It kind of looks like he's sitting there and maybe even smoking a joint. Maybe he's chilling. He's chilling. And we have lots of divine energy coming in, flowing into us. So yes. But you can see his wings. He's ready. This dude, he's got wings. He's a monarch. He is transformed. He's not in flight. He's not standing up yet, but he's like, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Now that I see things from a different perspective, and I have the ability to like connect to spirit and ask spirit for guidance on this, I'm going to create something altogether magic. Lots of magical, just because all the chakra colors are just being lit up. We're getting lit up. And so that card got left behind, so I want to see what that is. The Priestess of Transition, 15. For my numbers people, we have 30, 31 in a row. So that is like us moving in the right direction. We're moving along. And then we have 15, Priestess of Transition, honor individuality. This spirit's quest, this mission that we're on, is about bringing us back to who we truly are, our authentic self. So you can see all this. She's just vibing out because I am me. I'm going to just do me. I'm going to be weird. I'm going to be wonderful. I'm going to be radical. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be forthright. I'm going to be me. I'm going to own myself. I'm trying to see her facial expression on here. She's kind of like, I'm not really sure how to do this, but I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to face my fear and just emanate out and be who I am meant to be. And who I am meant to be is in transit. In transit at the present moment in time. Transitory. We also have the Sea Goddess of Creativity, which is where we started from. You know, I think this Companions card of coming together, all these different energies. And then here we have all this creative stuff happening in the 5D that she's creating. And now we have the Sea Goddess, fresh creative joy. Oh, yes, please. Yes, please. Creative joy. This card always reminds me of some hippie chick that's like at the Burning Man festival and having the time of her life, jamming out to like all kinds of like radical music and stuff like that. So yes, how can you express yourself creatively? New and exciting ways. Can you do some comedy, some art, some writing, ways to express your authentic you? In this time of transition, you know, maybe it's poetry. We have a poet in our collective, in our companion group over there in the Spiritual Warrior Support Group. We have a couple of artists that like to show us their artwork, and I always love to see artwork because that's a beautiful creative expression. So yes, what can you create and work on creating now that is going to bring in creative joy? And that jumped out, so I'm going to keep it. There's just the Seven of Cups. This deck here is the Dragon Tarot, which I don't often read from, but I felt like dragons. I feel like calling in the dragons today. One day I'll finish my dragon tattoo, and then I'll be a girl with a dragon tattoo. Talk about creative and honoring my individuality. Yes, indeed. It's on the to-do list. After I get through all the other transitions and shifts. Because there will be transitions and shifts. This year is going to be like, already like January and February kind of felt like, I don't know, there's like 17 years in one day, in 1 month. Some days have felt like 7 days in one day. It does seem to be happening very fast now, like much faster than before. Okay, we have up the Lovers in reverse coming in reverse. Where is the love? Where is the love? In reverse, we also have the Three of Wands and the Four of Wands and the Seven of Cups. Oh, no, that's the Four of Swords. Sorry. It's the Four of Swords. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to look at all these three of these. It's a mixed bag of energy. It's a little of this and a little of that. I want to read the Seven of Cups for this particular deck. So I'm going to hop into the booklet and check in with the Seven of Cups. Because this deck doesn't really give you much artwork. And I read artwork. So having just 6 floating cups doesn't tell... 7 floating cups. 7 floating cups. Doesn't tell me much. Doesn't tell me much. Let's go in here. Cups. There you are, cups. Cups, cups, cups. Upright, yes. Daydreaming threatens to distract you from pressing decisions that need to be made soon. If you want to realize your hopes, imagination is a wonderful facility, but there is always danger of it generating into mere wishful thinking. Divide your plans into distinct practical stages so you can tell when they start and when they stray too far from reality. So reversed, not in reversed. So this, it very much ties into, okay, so we're coming together with people, we're interconnecting, we've got all this creative flow happening, all this energy, but are you willing to do the action steps that have to accompany that to get your goals? And what are your goals? What is it that you love? What is it that you are passionate for? What is it that you want to bring yourself into harmony, the two aspects of self, so that you can create? Because the divine feminine energy is the visualizer and the masculine energy is the doer. Okay, so in combination, we create our whole new reality by visualizing what we want, you know, creating in the 5D all this beautiful imagery, and then stepping out and actually doing action steps. And that's what Mars energy is all about, is the masculine. Are you going to just maintain what is? Or, and I just did a video on this energy today as well earlier. Or are you going to take the risks, take the leaps of faith to jump you into something else? We also have the Three of Wands in reverse. And so this is telling me that we need to ground our our dreams, our hopes, our desires, with the power of manifestation, which is balancing the feminine, balancing the masculine, and working in combination with the divine. Because manifestation is something that is a little bit of a trigger to me, and because a lot of people get focused on egoic pursuits of manifestation. I want to manifest this house. I want to manifest this car. I want to manifest this job because my ego would be happier with it. But when you are manifesting from the triad, which means you're manifesting from a place of, I want to do what's in alignment with what God wants me to do and surrender to God and be in service of God. If you don't like the term God, spirit, the universe, whatever you want, then the power of manifestation increases exponentially because you're no longer just a 2, you're a 3. And the power of 3 is a sacred number that is much more powerful. So let's create some magic with our wands by saying, God, help me manifest what's in my divine best interest. Maybe I can't fully visualize exactly what that is. Maybe I can't see the full picture of it. So I'm going to open myself up, like she's standing in front of that gate. I'm going to open myself up for guidance on which way I should go and what action steps I should do. Should I do this or should I do that? Should I stay or should I go? Like the Clash song. So there's our song of the day. Should I stay or should I go by the Clash? Play that after this read. And then 4 of Swords, we have 2 swords up, 2 swords down. So you're like in this tipping point between what was and what will be, and we need to get everything in alignment, moving in the same direction so that we can be ascending. So what is pulling you down? What is the old that is still, you're still kind of enmeshed in, and what is moving into the new that you want to move yourself towards? So until we get everything like this, and we're out of alignment with some things, so there's more things to cut. So I'm going to highly recommend Steve Noble. I've recommended him before. He does some clearing and cord cutting meditations. I'm seeing cut the fat, cut the things that no longer work, cut the things that pull you down. I can remember at one point during my own awakening, I was doing a meditation, and in my meditation, I was visualizing myself mountain climbing. And that I was all tethered to, because normally you mountain climb in pairs. I've done a huge amount of mountain climbing, but I have done some. And I've never done to the extreme stuff, but I've seen enough movies. And when you're tethered to somebody else and they fall, or they, are climbing and they bang their head, and so you're carrying them. You've got this cord that's carrying this dead weight. And you're like, but they're my friend. I love them. I want to, we've always mountain climbed together. And the wind is blowing and snow is coming down and your energy is starting to deplete. And you've been lifting them and carrying them, trying to get up the mountain, trying to get like your hand held somewhere. And it's like dead weight. And you don't even know if they're alive or dead at this stage. They're just kind of like bouncing around because they've hit their head on like one of the bricks. And it's that life or death decision moment. If you don't cut the cord, you both die. And then you realize to yourself, well, my only chance of survival is to cut the cord so I have a chance of living. So sometimes those kinds of decisions are not easy decisions to make. They are certainly not easy decisions to make. And that's where we need that masculine energy to make the decision that's going to protect us, from our decisions. Next up, I'm going to hop into this crazy oracle deck here that was a gift that I'm still wrapping my head around because the messages and the cards are so like, ooh, out there. Is the White Light Oracle. Ooh, Spirit Bear of 396 hertz. So if anybody likes to listen to solfeggio frequencies, we're going to tune in to 396 hertz. all very sacred numbers, all divisible by 3. So 3 has come up as a power number here with the 3 of Wands that we saw earlier. So look at this beautiful card here. So lovely. I love bear energy. Bear energy is one of my totem animals. I resonate very strongly with Mama Bear. And that Mama Bear will do anything and everything to protect her children. And the most important child to protect right now, as I said when I started this read, is your inner child. So this cutting of something is to protect your inner child. I don't know if that will help you in not knowing that is why we're cutting it, is for your own salvation and your own survival and your own loving energy, because the Mama Bear energy is very powerful energies that can utilize tremendous change. Nobody fucks with a bear. Nobody fucks with a bear. Shall we go into this book? Because it gives like crazy definitions of things and crazy things. Let's check it out. Does it have a number? 15. I want to hear what it says about the bear. Spirit Bear of 396 Hertz. You are being healed from guilt and fear. Such emotions will no longer steal your personal power or dissolve you from confidence, happiness, and realizing your own worth. No matter how unlikely it may seem, you are going to emerge from a spiritual winter into light and life. The divinely ordained time for your liberation, healing, and emergence is much closer than you realize. Abundant blessings are stirring and shall soon manifest. I like that. It goes on to talk and say, the frequency of 396 is deeply nurturing and protective. I remember protecting that inner child, protective. It uses the heart frequency of the universal mother. Protecting her young and deflecting negativity and refusing to overly condition the youthful mind. She looks out for them and provides warnings lest they wander too far from their authentic path. But she also encourages the child to learn who they are, to courageously explore the world, and to enjoy their freedom. So yes, we are going in and doing connecting to some inner mama to take care of our inner child and re-nurture it through these shifts and changes, encourage it to like move past its comfort zone. A healthy mother doesn't debilitate the child's growth and keep them trapped in a small little like playpen. That would debilitate not only their physical growth, but their emotional growth and everything else. You know, if you keep something locked away in a small amount of place, then they don't grow and develop. So we're being asked to cut ourselves out of the boundaries. And today in our group meeting, I had used this, this picture. I know it's kind of chicken scrawl, but we at the very core center is us. That's us, and these are all the constructs that are surround us, and we are trying to break free out of all of those. So we want to encourage spiritual maturation and spiritual growth as we break down these constructs that hold us tight. And those constructs could be things we think about ourselves, beliefs that we hold about ourselves, what we think we can do and not do, what we think we are worth and not worth, what we think we can have and not have. And the mother not only nurtures you and says, it's okay, I know you're afraid, I know you're feeling anxiety, nudge, nudge. I'm going to walk you to your first day of nursery school, and the child's going to cry, and you're going to go, I love you, and I'll be here for you when you get out, but this is for your greatest good. Go on. If we indulged every single thing that our children wanted, they'd never go anywhere or do anything. So as we are experiencing the releases of anxiety, fear, and letting those things go, and using our unconditional love for self that we've been learning on this path, we're more able to allow ourselves to step out of these constructs of comfort and move into our expanded version of self. And wouldn't that be lovely? Because then when we're in our expanded version ourself, we're in our soul self. And when we're in our soul self, we're in our authenticity. And when we're in our authenticity, we can manifest what's in alignment with our highest and greatest good, which isn't too far off, as the cards are saying. It's there. It's in our future. It's not far away. I know a lot of us on this journey for years and years and years, but this year is massive. This year is massive. So we rely, and I'm dropping cards from the Sacred Sea Oracle. So 2 cards dropped out, so we want to hold on to those as our messages. And the first one out today is persist. Well, there is a lot of persistence that's required on a spiritual awakening. May your ripples build the swell. So we are, I don't like this. This is what I want to do. I'm kind of scared. Okay, it's going to build up. Went yellow right then when I was saying that, which is solar plexus energy. So that's a beautiful seascape to persist. Keep on going. Keep on keeping on is what we're going to do with that. And then we are going to also allow, and look at the flow that's coming in on these cards. We're going to allow, may you soften into what is. So we're not going to resist, we're going to persist. We're going to persist and keep going and keep moving ourselves, edging ourselves one little bit more at a time, And it's going to be, it's okay. You're okay, because it might feel overwhelming when all of a sudden there's a gush. When we hit one of those shifts, I just hit, when you hit a shift that's so big that it does feel like drowning for a minute. But when if you've ever been hit by a wave, and I have many times because I absolutely adore the ocean, when you get hit by a wave, the best thing for you to do is to relax into it and allow yourself to be brought to the surface, to come back up. Otherwise, if you fight the wave, you're going to get a whole lot more water up your nose, and it's not going to be a pleasant experience. So allow yourself to be taken and be like, whoa, I just got knocked over. I can remember it was hilarious. I was walking on a beach, just la la la, and the waves were just rippling up, and there was everything was fine. And then out of nowhere, this 10-foot wave came and knocked me on my butt. And I was like, whoa. It took me a minute, but I restabilized. It took time to integrate and recalibrate and be like, okay, where am I now? Okay, I'm here. That's good. I'm still here. Seriously, I don't know where that wave came from. But sometimes what comes in as a shift in our lives is massive and will knock you off your feet. But we got Mama Bear to help us when we fall on our buttocks and say, it's okay. It's okay. You'll be okay. Just breathe. Spit it out. You'll be okay. Next up, let's hop into the flowers, the language of flowers, something a little bit more delicate in nature. See what the flowers have to say. I hope everybody is feeling a little bit more fiery with the energy. If not, it'll come. I think a lot of people are feeling it already, is my reports that I've received back. Is some people have made some real drastic shifts. I want to hear about your shifts. Share your shifts. Sometimes shifts aren't good shifts. As I said, they can knock you over. Sometimes shifts aren't good shifts, but they might lead to a good thing. A friend of mine just got in a car accident. That wasn't a good shift. But she gets to get a new car. That's kind of like a good thing. It's leading her to a better car. I know it's not the way you want to go about getting a new car, but so calla lily, my favorite flower, one of my favorite flowers. Calla lily, rejuvenation, reawaken, and then stand stronger. Ooh, I dig it. I love calla lilies. Rejuvenation. So there might still be, as I said a while ago, you know, we're still in a post-shadow period of this retrograde. So we're allowing ourselves to march. We're giving ourselves to march to just rejuvenate, rest, restore. When the energy takes you, we're going to work with it. But don't fight it. We're going to allow the energy to come as it comes. And if it's just coming as little ripples right now, we're going to be gentle with ourselves. And we're going to say, it's okay. That'll get done eventually. That laundry pile, it'll get done eventually. Eventually. That reminds me of a dude from Fawlty Towers. I used to watch that show when I was little. Eventually, it'll get done. Eventually. Don't know if you guys know Fawlty Towers. That's kind of showing my age because it was even way before my generation, but it was a funny show. Eventually. Okay, so I'm pulling from our last deck. So if you're wanting a card pulled for you, now's the time to shove it into the chat there. We have apologizing for who you are is the greatest fucking insult to the universe. Yes, I wanted that to sink in with just a momentary pause of silence was required because I'm going to repeat it. Apologizing for who you are is the greatest fucking insult to the universe. So I'm sorry I'm shaky. I said that in the lawyer's office the other day. I'm sorry I talk too much. I'm sorry I do weird things. I'm sorry I feel this way. I'm sorry I am this way. I'm sorry I'm not good enough. And you know, so no more apologizing because that's like saying to the universe or God or whomever, you made a mistake. Look at me. I'm a mistake. You're not a mistake. You're perfect just the way you are. You're not a mistake. Even if I do this, which I do, you know, my weird little autistic twerks, my little shakes, my little whatever, it's not a mistake. It's part of who I am. And I had to learn in the process of unmasking myself and stepping into my authenticity to allow my weirdnesses to come forth, to allow my light language to be expressed, to allow myself to appear weird because I thought I was weird. I thought it was weird to speak light language. Like, very weird. And so what I did, and actually a lot of people ask me this question, so I'm going to throw it in, is the story of my light language went like this. When I had Cambo the first time, all of a sudden I was channeling and in the throes of speaking light language, like it was loud, and I was channeling this French woman, so I guess ancestral energy, maybe, you know, me in a past life, and this woman had clearly was distraught, lost her child, and was like wailing, crying, and I pegged this woman to be, I don't know, somewhere from France to Morocco-ish, I don't know, and I was like, I mean, for about half an hour, I was just like, blah, like speaking in tongues. So speaking in tongues is another term for light language. I didn't know I could speak light language. I didn't know. And my egoic mind was like, you're weird. This is weird. Don't do that. Don't do that in front of camera. So like I got more comfortable speaking with my hands with light language. And then over time, I speak light language in my house every single day. So I just get used to it. And more I get used to it, the more and more I'm comfortable with it, the more and more I feel less like I need to apologize for it. Because it's a gift. And all of the things that we might feel bad about ourselves or feel like it's uncomfortable or weird or whatever, those are gifts. Those are gifts, and when we can embrace them and love on them, as opposed and allow them, and honor our own individuality that has come out in this, then it brings about dramatic change. So now I speak light language routinely. I don't do it routinely on camera. I do it when I'm called to. I'm sure it is something that I will be called to do more in the future. But in any given moment, in any given moment. So I can channel, and different energies come in. So it sounds like different languages, and that's why it's called speaking in tongues, because sometimes it sounds like Italian, sometimes it sounds like a Middle Eastern language, sometimes it sounds like something that's not even of this earth. And it is channeling energies, and I can interpret what is being said, not word for word, not like that, but I get the general gist of it, and again, the general vibe. And oftentimes, I'll speak light language, and it's like just comes out of me now. Now I don't think about it; it just flows, and it'll be like hold the handrail, but it will be in light language, and I'll be like, oh, I better hold the handrail. I listen to the messages now. The messages have saved me a good few times from mishaps. So I'm not going to apologize for being weird. Is my point. You come back to this one, because this was a gift that was given to me. And I'm going to utilize it as it comes forth. But I really struggled with it. I really, really struggled with it, because I didn't want to be one of those channelers that goes and closes their eyes and then starts going, like, I just didn't want to do that. So Spirit and I had a lot of conversations and said, if you're going to make me channel, you're going to have to do it in a way that I don't look like that. Because I can't do it. I won't do it. I just will not do it. And so I had to practice for it would be almost 3 years now, speaking light language every single day, getting used to it. I had to practice taking my masks off and being my weird, wonderful self, and practice through my stages of transition. And the more I became me, the more companions I began to have, because I was authentically attracting my tribe. I wasn't pretending to be anybody else and try to attract a tribe that wasn't my tribe. I was attracting my tribe, and my tribe is neurodivergent people. My tribe is people who are of the spectrum of light, indigo children, empaths, blue seeds, and all the rest. So light workers, empaths, black sheep, those are my tribe. And so the more you are you, the more you resonate with others that are like you. But you need to take all the masks off and own your authenticity, even if you think it's weird, is today's message. And we're going to pull a card for Yvonne today. And I'm pulling one I'm going to go into the Chakra Insights Oracle for you here. And see what resonates, my darling. See what resonates. This one's a big one to shuffle. It's sad to me. It's so sad to me how many of us have been made to feel like there is something wrong with us, because of the way we talk, the way that we walk, the way that we move our hands, the way that we express ourselves, the way that we feel. How many of you, I'm going to say all of you, have experienced gaslighting for how you feel? And our feeling center is our most important center. You're too sensitive. Don't overreact. That's not what I meant. I was just joking. I just did it to see your face look like that. That's what I used to get. I just said that to get your face to look like that. I just wanted to see that. So funny. Yeah, not so funny. Not so funny. Not so funny. Yes, my face is a rubbery face. I even had to learn to deal with that and accept that this is my face. I can't have somebody else's face. I can't pretend to be like, hello, how is everybody today? No, I can't. My face is like Jim Carrey's face. It's plastic. It's always been like this. And I'm not going to apologize it. If somebody doesn't like my face, I don't care. Don't look at it. We have card 43 coming out for us today for Yvonne, which is Crown Chakra Activations. Yes, that is a beautiful card. Talk about connecting with the divine, and that's certainly what we want to do, is the opening of the lotus. So Crown Chakra activations are going to happen over and over and over again. It's like each one of these little petals might open like one at a time. So when we have crown chakra activations, be observant into, are you experiencing headaches, head tingles? Are you experiencing more spiritual downloads? Are you experiencing ahas and seeing things from a new perspective? Which we had the card for at the beginning here. Yeah, seek guidance in this. It's time for different perspectives. So as we open ourselves to divine messages from spirit, it's like receiving energy that comes in and can influence us in any of the other chakras below. So it might give us information that's going to say, okay, this piece of information is going to activate something in the throat. This is going to activate something in the root. So the more we are open to divine guidance, the more we are open for the energies that connect us. And in fact, on top of our crown chakra is our soul star chakra. So we have another chakra that's about a foot above us. And then we have more that go way up into the stellar. So there's a whole bunch. I wish I had that picture that I am thinking of right now. Maybe I'll see if I can get it and post it of all the chakras, that because there's like the stellar gateway and there's all these other ones. And it's like bing, 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 bing transmissions that come down and then enter into the crown. So crown chakra is powerful, powerful energy. Some healing tools and tips for crown chakra, if you are experiencing, is one, make sure you're hydrating, because if you are experiencing headaches, your electrolyte balance could get easily off. Because it can feel like zing, zing. On the emotional, you might be going through feelings of a lot of profound confusion, and before the clarity comes the confusion. And it can feel a little swirly. People can experience vertigo and feeling a little bit dizzy at times, depending at what stage you are, because these have been closed off for a long period of time. So one thing that if you can do, depending on what country you're in, is to go for a walk with nothing on your head. That's really a simple thing to do, because then light itself can penetrate into the crown. I know it's not necessarily the best weather right now. We're still in February, but if you can get some sunshine on the top of your head, that's a super awesome thing to do. Some aromatherapies that you can utilize to help stimulate the crown chakra are lavender oil, which is exceptionally good and relaxing, or frankincense is one of my personal favorites for crown chakra. So you can just, this is my aromatherapy thing here. I always have it going with something. Today I picked crown chakra. I swear to God. Oh my God, I totally did. It's a blend that I have. No, I lie. I picked third eye. I thought for a second it was crown chakra that I picked, but that's close enough. That would have been really cool, Cinca. Like if I put on the crown chakra aroma. I put on third eye blend, and it was good. And because, and we were talking about gaslighting, and Yvonne's talking about here, yes, she's experienced gaslighting as well. Having our crown open means we can see. So third eye, when our crown opens, our third eye, they're very close, because one is one side of the brain and one is the other side of the brain. And it's like the bringing together of the two sides of the brain, which brings us into more of a creation of wisdom, because wisdom is understanding and intuitive, masculine and feminine coming together in the triangle. So we've had triangles twice here. And when we are in that, we see the truth. Other people's masks. I've talked a little bit about masks and my own masks. What about other people's masks? Other people's masks will begin to fall as our crown and our third eye open more and more. We can see them for who they truly are. And that is powerful. I can recall one meditation that I was doing some self-healing work, and everybody has the capacity to do self-healing work on themselves. And what I was visualizing was zing, zing, like light bouncing from one side of my head into the other side. So like networks or like neurosynapses and neural pathways reforming, connecting the two sides of the brain together. And the shifts that occurred after me doing that. So there's a meditation technique that I want you guys to try. I want you to sit in meditation and I want you to visualize, put on 300, what is it, hertz? Put on 396 hertz is our guidance today. And we're going to put on some aromatherapy, maybe frankincense, and we're going to sit or lie down, whichever you're more comfortable with. And I want you to visualize light connecting all the neurosynapses from one side of the brain to the other. Okay, and that way we're working from one solitary place and connecting then the light up, then send the light up and allow the light to connect in to the high. So try that meditation. Tell me how you get on. I'm very curious to see if it was as powerful as a meditation as me, because when I was going through my recovery post narcissistic breakup and going no contact, I used that like a couple months after no contact, and I was like, I'm now seeing things from a solitary perspective as opposed to the divided perspective, because what I was seeing previously, it is cognitive dissonance. And cognitive dissonance is I'm seeing things from this side and I'm like, it's not that bad. They're good. It's nice. I'm okay. It's all right. There's happy moments. It's good. 55% of the time. And then you'd go for brief moments in time into this viewpoint and you'd be like, this is ick. This is making me sick. This person's revolting. I can't stand this. And then it would switch back. And when it would switch, it would like block you, right? So it's like this, and being blocked. And so what we want to do is open ourselves so this blocking device goes away and we're seeing with eyes wide open, all things. The rose-colored glasses program disintegrates, and we are now seeing from a perspective of conjoined information and seeing truth at the same time that we're seeing how we perceive things and why we perceive things differently. So the rose-colored program is very interconnected with a codependent program. And so the codependent program says, I need this person. It's too scary to go alone. And the seeing everything from this perspective says, hey, wait a second here. Something's amiss. Something's off. Something's not right. So I was telling a client the other day who is going through this as well at this particular time. In fact, a lot of people are reporting this to me at this particular time. So if you are going through a relationship disintegration, you're not alone. Like, I mean, you're really not alone. There's like, it's like a wave like this. A wave like this of a lot of people waking up to the reality that something's amiss. And I absolutely adore Dr. Ramani. I want to give her credit. Dr. Ramani did a book called It's Not You. And she recommends to do an ick list. And an ick list is a list to remind you when you're in the rose-colored glasses what reality is. So it disintegrates. The ick list helps you disintegrate this program that shuts you off and goes in between the two types of cognitive viewpoint. So we want to get rid of that, and we want to see things as they truly are. And no, nothing is all bad or all good. But when we see it with both eyes and we've connected both sides of the brain, then we are able to make decisions that will allow us to stand more in our mama bear energy and protect our inner child. So I'm going to just quickly review. We have Soul Tribe coming in to support all the warriors of light that are stepping up and creating new things, saying yes to the new creation of energy. It's time. It is time. It is finally time to be open and receive new. If you are confused by what you are needing to receive, or don't know what you want to receive, or just please guide me, is asking Spirit, please guide me. Just please guide me. I know I've sat in this energy of being alone for a while. I've gone through my transformation. I've gone through the transitions. I'm a little nerve-wracked because I don't see how this is all playing out. So just help me relax into Spirit and let Spirit drive this bus. Help me relax into this energy, because I know that I can be creative. So give me the inspiration through the crown chakra that I need to create all the things that I need to create, that so that all my cups floweth over and I have an abundance coming in, so I'm well balanced and can turn this Lovers card upright, loving the fuck out of ourselves first and foremost, and balancing creation with action, because for something, it's wonderful to like create in your mind's eye, but we need to like actually make action steps. Action, and more action is required. And some of the action that might be required is cutting some stuff that's holding us down, weighing us down, that mountain climber, like I said. Standing in our authentic self, using the archetype of the mama bear to come in and protect the child, but also nurture the child out of its comfort zones. So it's not about, I'm just going to keep you safe. It's about, I'm going to keep you safe, but nudge you to like expand, and keep going. It's okay that you fall. It's okay that you have waves of emotions. It's okay that everything's not working out exactly as it needs to work out in exactly the moments. It's okay. Just keep persisting. Tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow's a new challenge. It's okay. We've got this, because we're going to allow ourselves to flow with Spirit. I give it to God. My mantra as of lately has been, I am safe in my body. I am safe. So every time there's a wave of fear that hits, I'm in a new place, I don't know where I am, a wave of, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? I am safe in my body. And then number 2, I can relax into God. Because I have the knowledge that everything I need will be provided for me as I need it. God's got this. It's in God's hands. It's not in my hands. I can let go, and let God, as the saying goes. And when I need to take a break and get back into my feminine energy so that I can allow myself to have some rejuvenation, and then through my rejuvenation, I awaken even stronger. I can step forth and make more moves. The more you rest, the more, when you have the energy, it's going to take you a shorter amount of time. So rejuvenation is all about efficiently managing your energy. And now we're also going to remember from the universe that we are never, ever, ever going to apologize again for who we are, because that is the greatest fucking insult to the universe. All of your sensitivities, all of your quirks, all of your weirdnesses, your loudness, your quietness, your confusion, your emotions, it doesn't matter. All of those things are divinely part of you, and you are wonderful. So we're going to open ourselves up to the wonder that we are by connecting to divine spirit and letting ourselves be led. So that is today's oracle. I look forward to seeing you all next week, 4:44 on Sundays. And if you want to join the Spiritual Warriors support group, that happens just before this at 3 o'clock. Today's was a fun meeting, very twin vibe. And next week, and I'm thinking about, and let me know, because if Sundays doesn't work for you, because weirdly I keep having different people, but I know it's all right, because the right people will show up on the right days for the right messages. And not all the messages that we talk about in a meeting are meant for everyone. They might be just meant for that small collective. But if Sundays is a difficult time period for people, I'm considering putting together a second group on Wednesday evenings. Mwah! Lots of love to you out there. Thank you for all the likes, shares, subscriptions, and all the rest. And I hope you enjoy this Mars energy.